9 o'clock. We are live.
Boom.
And we had a forbidden topic going that we were talking about. We had to shut Bart down.
That's right. It was all Thailand, baby.
All Thailand. All Thailand.
What have you been doing in Thailand, Bart?
That's where I go when I want to be the giant among
ladyboys.
Yes, that's right. Actually, I was in Korea once, and I've never seen so many kids get beat down as I was walking around because they would point, and apparently pointing is extremely frowned upon.
Really?
In Korea, yeah. So I'm 6'6". I get these kids would point, say something, and they'd get knocked silly. I finally sat down on the floor of the airport I was in. So,
no more children at my expense.
Yeah. I was like, wow. You wouldn't. The parents wanted to do the same thing, but no. But yeah, the kids. Whoo! I bet you they didn't do that twice.
Kamsahamnida.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say was Adashi.
All right, let's get through our intros real quick. For those tuning in, of course, I'm Scott.
I'm Bart. Sorry.
We are the Scotch Test Dummies. Joining us tonight from Ohio, from the YouTube, the Malted Man Cave channel, Keith and Dave. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
I'm Dave.
I'm Keith from the Malted Man Cave. We are honored to be on tonight. Thanks for having us, guys.
You bet. Now I might be a little bit distracted. We've got a whiskey fantasy football league going. Tonight I'm playing Scotch and Pipes, me and Bart, the Scotch Test Dummies, are playing Scotch and Pipes. And as long as Kareem Hunt does not have a breakout game, we are in a win.
Well, you're screwed because he's been dropping 40 burgers on the rack.
Oh, I know it is. Yeah. He needs about.
My question is, you haven't locked it up yet?
No, nope.
He's not really that good.
The guy I was playing today in our league had to call me 5 minutes before 1 o'clock to tell me that I wasn't starting a running back.
Oh,
wow. He's a lot nicer than I would be.
I beat him by 70 points, so it didn't matter.
Ooh, wow. So you didn't start a running back, you still whooped him.
No, I started Duke Johnson, and he got me 28.
I'm jealous.
But you had him anyway. There you go.
Well, I would say that when we started the Whiskey Fantasy Football League, and I told Bart we had a team, he told me we should draft Peyton Manning as one of our quarterbacks. So
that's right. He'd get better than I think Scott wanted Gerback.
Very wise.
That's a flash from the past right there.
Yes, that was.
Aren't you guys both big Broncos fans?
Yes. Matter of fact, I love Gerback because the year Kansas City probably would have gone all the way was when Gerback got hurt.
Yes.
And then they I can't even remember now who was
Gannon.
Yeah, Gannon was killing it for him. And they were like, nah, Gerback, when he's ready, we're going to put him back in. I was like, yeah, do that.
Yeah, they got to that was 97 season. They got to the playoffs. Broncos had to go to Kansas City to play. We were the underdogs.
Yeah.
And Kansas City starts Gerback. They lose the game. The rest is history.
That's right.
We're Ohio State fans, so isn't Gerback a Michigan man? So we don't have a whole lot of love for Gerback.
There you go.
I don't remember. I don't know where he was.
Just because Kansas City fans get saucy, and I just say Gerback, and then they go all fetal.
you trigger them.
Yeah. It's they start screaming, safe space, safe space,
Safe space.
Yeah.
Laces out, Dan.
Yeah.
Laces out. That's right.
They get all crazy. They'll point out.
Talked about watching the comments. Do you have something else? Do you got another device or something going with the comments, or are you going to try to watch those at all?
You know what? I do need to go grab something. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm prepared.
Good. I know he's good. Now I do want to stay. Scott, do you want to say in what order and what we're going to be sampling tonight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We need to do that, don't we? So, courtesy of Malted Man Cave, Keith, he arranged for us to get a Balblair 1999.
Woo.
And what are we going to do, Bart?
We're going to test it.
Let's test it.
All right.
Now, Bart, you are at your house.
That's right. I'll explain that. My spouse, where's she from, Scott? Where's my spouse from?
Everybody knows where she's from. We don't.
Puerto Rico, baby. Puerto Rico. Good thing she wasn't there about a month ago or weeks ago or whatever. But she is on a conference, so I am watching over the kids. So here we go. I'm remoting in when normally I would be with you when we have guests.
Is it true what they say about Puerto Rican women? They're very spirited.
She'll cut you. Yeah, the first thing I learned was cuchilla means knife in Spanish. Yeah. She's from the mountains, so she's much milder. I've got a buddy that grew up in San Juan, and he's like, oh, no, she's like a country girl. But, yeah, I brought up a cuchilla once, and she looked at me, and I was like, some people are telling me to watch out for the cuchilla. Then the chupacabra. Chupacabra is really more, it's the mythical blood-sucking goat thing.
Yeah. It's got like scales instead of hair. It's got like really scraggy hair. And
yeah, very bizarre creature. Apparently when sheep or whatever came up missing, they just blamed the mythical creature. And I made a joke with several family members. She had brothers over that were present. I said it, and it was the old E.F. Hutton thing. They were like, in Spanish, they were like, what? Why does he keep saying that? It was very serious. I was like, well, the chupacabra's not real. And they go, quit saying that. Don't say it. So I was like, wow, okay, I'm going to be quiet. So, yeah, you don't want to bring up the chupacabra in jest, apparently.
All right, so Keith, tell us about the 1999 Balblair.
So I think most people know that are into single malts, and I'm sure you guys know Balblair is known for doing pretty much only vintages. So this one is the 99 vintage, which I think we were talking is about, what was it, bottled in 2017, since I don't have the bottle.
Yeah, it's just this year, so 18 years old.
Yeah, so when I first got it, actually, oddly enough, I hated it. I thought it was absolutely terrible. Like, it had some good apple notes, but it had this like prickly pine note behind it, and I hate gin, and it was terrible. And I was like immediately very depressed because I master malted it at a time when my wife was like, all right, this is the only one you're allowed to get this this month, because we kind of ask each other's permission, when we're going to make a big purchase.
Smart man.
Even though I could probably pull rank and say I'm just getting it, deal with it. I tried to be a loving husband, so I was like, that was the only one I was getting that month, and it was like terrible at first. But I decanted it and I let it sit for about 2 months, and it is amazing now. Like, I love it. In fact, I told Scott before off camera that I was sorry because I got into it a little bit more than I planned, that I didn't have as much to send you guys as I wanted. And we only have 1 dram apiece, so if we spill this or drink it too fast, we're screwed.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I think we've got plenty, as long as you guys have plenty also.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, and I'm with you. Happy wife, happy life.
For sure. Was it the Coupe de Cabra? She'll stick it on.
The Chupacabra.
Put it in your bed at night.
Yeah.
Just off the bat, so some of the notes that I got, it has this like amazing spicy apple cider notes with. Have you guys ever had Welch's white grape juice? It's like non-alcoholic, kind of like champagne. I get a lot of that. I get like nutmeg, cinnamon applesauce, even apple pie and ice cream. Like, I think Balblair, especially when you have their sherry, I guess some with their bourbon, it's just really known for the green apple note, and I totally get it. So you agree?
Yeah.
Now, this is the first Balblair we've had, and I don't know, Bart, have you even seen this in our area? I don't think that I have seen any Balblairs in Canton.
I am totally getting like a cinnamon applesauce, though. I'm with you.
Right? Yeah, it's real prominent. Most of the time, I kind of call BS when you read the tins of what they say you're going to smell, and this one was actually like spot on for sure.
I've got a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old, so cinnamon applesauce is right up my alley. So that was one of my first notes was, man, this smells like every lunch I've ever made.
Yes.
Cinnamon applesauce and puked up milk.
Oh, there you go.
That's not in here. I'm just saying, as a father of a 3 and a 4-year-old.
Oh man, they both have ear infections currently.
Oh gosh.
Oh lordy.
So that means my daughter is going to get sick. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
I think we actually
a-
got you guys sick a couple weeks ago.
I'm just a carrier.
My kid's at strep, and I'm pretty sure his kids got strep like the next week. So I felt really
I think the last time that me and Bart was split up during a live stream was when your son had what I called he was number one all over, number two and number three and all over the place.
It was
There was stuff going on there. Hadn't even been seen.
Unholy Trinity.
yeah, it was bad. Yeah, it was bad. It was the poor kid. I was just helping him get to the sink, and all of a sudden, my first deal was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "I'm sorry," and I'm like, "God, man."
It was really funny the other day. So we're a little bit younger. I'm 34. You're 34, right?
No, 33. In the year of our Lord.
Oh gosh.
Oh, there you go.
So we have a little bit younger kids. I have a 3 and a 1-year-old, and
4 and a 3-year-old.
4 and a 3-year-old. So we're in the young kid stage. And the other night, my son was, he had some milk or whatever, and my daughter was sitting next to him, and I let her on the iPad or whatever. He literally puked all over her face. Just projectile, just
like Reagan.
She just sat there like
Exorcist style.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the young kids phase for sure. So that's why we drink lots of scotch. We love our kids, but we need our break.
They got to go away.
Yeah, to hang out. We got to get away from the kids sometimes. As much as we love.
Now it does seem I almost get a little sea salt, a little brininess on here on this as well. I know it's a Highland. Anybody else any sea salt?
I didn't put that in my notes, but now that you say it, I don't know if it's the power of suggestion or if it really is in there. Yeah, I would say a little bit.
I do agree with all the citrus and the oak.
Is Balblair? I'm actually not sure if it's close to the coast or not. I'm unprepared.
I do not know on the Balblair, so it is bottled at 46%. If we didn't say that.
Yep, uncolored, unchill filtered.
Ooh,
craft presentation.
Everything you want.
So exactly how we like. I mean, if it was everything that I wanted to be cast strength, but we'll take 46.
There you go. Love the cast strength. 46 is good though.
Yep.
Wow, that's very rich. A nice vanilla cream, caramel.
Yep.
Light citrus, the pears and apples.
A note that I put was, have you guys ever had Apple Jack cereal? I don't know if that's something. You ever had that?
Yeah.
I totally get the Apple Jack cereal, and you know how like after you eat the cereal, there's typically a little bit of milk left.
Oh,
it's like all this leftover like nutmeg, sweet cinnamon, and apples, and like you're just like drinking it out of the bowl. Like I totally get that when I drink this on the palate.
Yeah, I had whipped cream and apple pie. That's the first thing that I thought of besides the applesauce.
Yeah, you're right. I kind of get that light apple crust kind of.
Yeah, like a texture to it.
Yeah.
Initial impressions good. What do you guys think so far?
It is, yeah, it's definitely very good. Pretty quick finish to it. Not much hanging around.
Yeah, it goes.
Yeah. I put moderate, but it's more like a quick to moderate finish for sure.
Clean, crisp. Now, does it open up any from your experience with water?
I would say I think it drowns it out a little bit. I think 1 drop would be good, but if you put too much more than 2 or 3 drops, it's going to completely drown it out.
All right.
Which I was surprised by because it's filtered and a decent 46% ABV. But yeah, I want to put more than a drop or 2.
All right, I've added a drop. Yeah, I don't think it's changed the nose.
It's not chill filtered.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I see your quote on the board there. I will find you. I believe. Has anybody answered that yet, Scott?
Yeah, a couple people got it. Quick.
Are they saying is that Last of the Mohicans?
No.
It is. It's in there, buddy. Right at the waterfall scene.
I will find you.
Oh, that's right. He screams at her, right?
Yeah. That's right. I will find you.
How do you guys not know that?
Yeah, and then he says, "Stay alive. I will find you." And I'm like, yes.
You stay alive.
That was such a great movie and such a great soundtrack too.
I had a Jeep in high school, and I used to drive around with the top off and my speakers blaring the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack, and we called it the pillaging music.
Oh, beautiful.
We were nerds in high school. We're just gonna put it out there.
I was lucky. I was
Hey,
down.
I did cheap with the top off.
Yeah, that's cool. I was down at Fort Sam, Houston. I was in medic training, and we got leave, and they had Last of the Mohicans in the IMAX.
Oh man!
And when he rotates around and fires that musket that first time of that, I think it's at a deer that's running or something. I mean, the boom. Oh, it was just the surround sound. It was beautiful.
That it was. Yeah, that was such a good movie.
Watch it.
Bart, Seth Kane has asked a couple of times. He wants to know what you think of the Lecheg 10. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yes, and I think we still got it sitting on the to be reviewed shelf. I think, don't we?
No, I think we've done it, and we did it with Food Quig.
Huh. You know what? I don't remember enough to give you the notes. I'd have to go back and look at it or try it.
It was good. It's good. It's worth it. That's a good buy.
So what is the quote from if it's not what we just all riffed off of?
Is it Taken?
Yep. There you go.
Oh, Taken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Liam Neeson.
Oh, that's right. He says, "Good luck."
Yeah.
The guy that took him. Yeah. Good luck. You do that a lot when you do. I've watched some of your live shows. Do you do like quotes?
Yeah, I'll usually have a quote up there on the board and see who knows what it's from.
Yeah, Scott will pull them out all the time. We'd just be like hanging out, and boom, he'll say something. I'm like, "What is that?" "Oh, you don't even know." I'm like, "Oh."
Keith is freezing me out underneath this. I got to put my sweatshirt on.
Wow, it's chilly. I was hoping to feel.
I am cold-blooded.
I got lots of insulation, so I got to keep it cool.
I'm going to say, I think the water helped with the finish. This is hanging in there longer now with with just a drop of water added.
Really?
Well, I get a little bit more nuttiness, like a nutty finish.
Like eggnog?
Yeah, not the eggnog. Although we do have a lot of people tell us rum is what we were reaching for in that episode. Which one? What were we reviewing on that one, Scott?
Which one?
The one where everybody always says rum was in eggnog, not whiskey.
Oh shoot, I don't know. It was just last week or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, no, I got an eggnog flavor.
Yeah, it was on a bourbon, and someone pointed out that rum was used in eggnog, not bourbon.
I know, but yeah, I got
a little bit with the creamy kind of nutmeg.
You get a nutmeg?
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I get that here. I know what you're saying though, because nutmeg. Whenever I get nutmeg, is when I think of
eggnog.
Of eggnog.
I get a little leather armchairs. I know that's the cliche thing that we reviewers say, but it's not real strong, but just a little bit of kind of oakiness where you kind of get that leathery note on the nose and the palate, more on the palate.
That is delicious. So it's got a savory, the way it lingers or the way it sits on my palate. I mean, it's not like a lowland that's real light or crisp, and it's not that heavy Isla, but the way it just kind of hangs in there.
Well, I think that's because of the age of it, that 17 or 18 years.
It's got that nice velvety feeling to it.
Yeah. Speaking of lowlands, I've only had the Glenkinchie 12, and Auchentoshan that's lowland, right? I've only had like the basic. It was like a real cheap American wood. So I haven't had a real good experience with any lowlands. Have you guys had any like legit real good lowlands?
Well, my favorite is actually the blend, the Epicurean from Douglas Lang. Scott wasn't. I mean, I know you liked it, Scott, but I loved it. And I finished it, and I went and got another one. I mean, I just love the Epicurean.
It's good. It was not my favorite of the Douglas Langs that we did. Yeah. And honestly, I'll tell you, I don't pay a lot of attention. I don't know what distilleries are in what region. I don't pay that much attention. I mean, maybe someday some of that will click in and I start remembering that stuff. I wouldn't have been able to tell you Auchentoshan is a lowland.
Well, you guys are popular enough that you guys can do whatever you want and still have subscribers and views. We have to come out with every possible trick. We got to come up with where the whiskey's from, how it's made.
Oh man,
to get a couple.
That's where we steer off the cliff with the dummies. You know, people be like, "You don't even know what you're talking about." I'm like, the title of the show, man. The title.
We should.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't got a high bar to set. If we're like putting coherent sentences together and got on a hat, there you go. There's a show.
My cousin, Mead Mule, he actually has a blog, and I think he's starting a YouTube channel. He's calling me out because he says, "Didn't I give you a sample of the Rosebank?" And he said that's a Lowland. So I guess I've had Rosebank too, and actually that Rosebank was delicious. So thank you, Jonathan.
There you go.
Well, the thing is, Bart will usually he'll just make up something. He'll be like, "Yeah, we had Jameson's. It's a Lowland."
Oh my God, you're so
like, no, that's an Irish whiskey.
You're so bad. I'd say I wouldn't make it up on that. Where I just think I know something, but when I think I know it, I'm emphatic.
Yeah, you are.
I just sell it.
Is the Douglas Lang, is that more bourbon matured or sherry, or is it something different?
I think most of them, what they're doing, it's really kind of a region based. The Douglas and Lang Epicurean is a blend of lowland whiskeys. The Scallywag is a blend of Speyside whiskeys. There's a Rock Island that is a blend of islands, not the Islas. Yeah, Bart's holding up the Epicurean there.
So here's like the Epicurean, but what they will do is they'll blend single malts together from a region to kind of give you the experience. So they've got the oh dang, now I almost said Peat Monster. Now a Big Peat is their Isla blend. So their kind of deal with these is they'll go to a region and they'll blend all the malts to try to give you the feeling of what kind of that region is.
Okay.
So non-chill filtered, small batch release, and then the Epicurean, a lowland blended malt Scotch whiskey. And it's just, I was surprised. It was so light and citrusy and feathery, and I was just like, wow.
Agave, mezcali. That one had the Epicurean. I think why I didn't necessarily care for it. It had hints to me of like a cactus or even a tequila. My favorite was the Scallywag, which is a Speyside region based. So it was sherry influenced, and it was delicious. They all blew me away, all the Douglas Langs. So, and we had I was in our liquor store one day, and the rep was in there, and he had 4 bottles that were opened up. He gave me to go do shows on, basically, which worked out perfectly.
Right. But like the Epicurean was one we purchased. It's 46.2%. I mean, so they even got a nice ABV on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of favorite malts, so Bart, are you saying that is your absolute favorite to date, whiskey to date?
No. From Douglas Lang, the Epicurean's probably I like their Big Peat, their peated one, but the Epicurean definitely now stands out for me. And I went through, this is my empty one, my full one's out at the bar, and it's also a real good spring summer dram. So, we're moving into my Pete Haven time, as Scott will tell you, when there's a fire going and I'm wrapped in a blanket and there's a blizzard outside. I'll be breaking out some Lafroig, some Ardbeg.
Yeah, I know that the peated is more in your wheelhouse. So Scotch for Dummies, you guys need to drink if you're on the.
Well, did you say wheelhouse?
I did. I know that the peated is more his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
his wheelhouse.
That's right. Whereas the sherries are more in my wheelhouse.
That is Scott's wheelhouse is sherry.
Yeah,
that's definitely my wheelhouse as well. Is more sherry. And I had more in common with.
What's a wheelhouse?
So Scotch for Dummies, they have this thing that every time someone says that, they have to take a drink.
Yeah, I saw.
So lost track of all the wheelhouse talk.
Well, let's go. Hey, just a little bit about you guys, Keith. You started Malted Man Cave and later brought in Dave.
Yep.
What's your guys' experience? Give us a little background there, and then also, what is your wheelhouse? What do you guys like? What do you prefer?
So I think
You tell from your point of view, and then I'll tell it from mine.
okay. So I'm relatively new into single malts, and I've been kind of crazy about it for like 3 years or so. And funny enough, the way I got into Scotch is, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Anchorman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Scotch.
With Will Ferrell, he's like, Scotch,
Three
Scotch,
fingers.
Scotch, down in my belly. I'll have 3 fingers of Glenlivet. Lanolin, Madre, look at me. So I was like at a bar with Dave when we were probably in college, or maybe like right after college.
BW3s. We were at B-dubs.
No, I think it was at Peaches, Yellow
Was
Springs.
it?
Yeah. Anyways, so I ordered some. I was like, I'll try some Scotch. I'll try to be sophisticated, look cool, you know. And I had Glenlivet 12, and it was, for me at the moment in time, it was absolutely terrible. And I nursed it and just acted like I loved it. Like, this is so good. Yeah. I just like put a ton of ice in it. And so after that, I took probably a year off of it. And then probably not more like 2 or 3 years, my buddy, actually my brother-in-law, Tim, got me into trying some single malts. And so I gave it another go. And I actually got into drinking Glenlivet, Glenfiddich 12, and 15, even the 15, I think even the 18, and I mixed it with cream soda, which actually, don't knock it, it's delicious. I would never do it anymore with expensive.
Drink it whatever way you like, man. Whatever way you like.
But we watch a show called How I Met Your Mother, and they always talk about Scotch and soda. So
Yes.
I was like, what about Scotch and cream soda? And it is delicious. I probably haven't drank it in 3 or 4 years, but that's how I got into it.
Hey, Keith, I just had an idea. Now, to boost your channel, go get you a bottle of Macallan 30 and make you a Scotch and cream soda video right there and put that up on YouTube.
God. You'd have people finding your address. They'd be like, "Where's he live?"
With torches and pitchforks. Yeah, I think we'd lose sub, Scott. Thanks. Terrible idea.
Oh,
When my dad drinks, he's real weird because he doesn't normally drink, but if like the whole family's together and we're all drinking, he takes wine and he pours it into Mountain Dew.
Hey, there you go. That's just hardcore.
You know,
That's how hardcore he is.
so the other night we were kind of Skyping, me and Scott and Roy, and they're just kind of giving me some ideas for the channel and just being, that's the one thing I really appreciate about you guys, is that you guys look out for the little guys. I truly am amazed at how kind you guys are to all of us up and coming reviewers. Anyway, so we were talking about, what were we talking about?
Wine and like, what was it?
Oh yeah, all right. They were helping me with kind of the vision of the channel. So maybe a vision we can do, instead of adding water, we'll just add a little cream soda at the end. We'll try it first and then just see what we get on the nose. You add a splash of cream soda.
Yeah, what's the review after the cream soda's out?
There you go.
I like it.
So.
Yeah, the cream soda, the cream soda killer.
It's got to be A&W.
A&W?
Really?
I'm a bars man.
So then I got into watching Ralphie, horse looning with his swishing.
Swish.
The swish is strong with him.
Yes.
Strong with him. And then I obviously got into watching you guys, and so I just really loved it. Just always loved cracking a bottle of single malt and reviewing it, and then hearing what other people had to say about it. And almost always, after I'm drinking them, I go through all the different reviews. And I'm like, man, I wish there was more that I could watch. So I was like, I can start doing that. And then after a while, I brought Dave along. So I didn't feel depressed. I had a problem where I was an alcoholic.
You don't want to drink in a basement anymore by yourself?
By myself.
With cream soda.
Yeah, with cream soda.
well, I would encourage
This is
before
bourbon that you're seeing. This is all cream soda. Every week, it's just cream soda.
Right.
But before we get Dave's background, I just want to encourage everybody, pull up the Malted Man Cave's channel, and you have a review of the Balvenie 14.
Nope, not yet. We were drinking that tonight.
Which one is it that you drop?
The Balvenie 12 Doublewood.
Oh, the 12 Doublewood.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We thought we were cute for a while, or I thought I was cute for a while, tossing the bottles with somewhat expensive bottles, and it backfired one night, and it just broke everywhere.
And it just so happens you have your wives are on the show, and they're sitting there, and your wife's face is really priceless, Keith, as you drop this bottle of scotch, and it shatters.
There was lots of verbal abuse for about 8 minutes after that I cut out of the review. How much was that, Keith?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I can't buy clothes, but we can get scotch and break it. Thank you. I bought her a couple of shoes and Coach purses after that.
There you go.
We moved past it.
Wait, shoes and purses. I think that outweighed the bottle.
I don't know.
It did. As Bart said, happy wife, happy life, right?
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
She'll probably tell you the shoes generally won't break.
When she throws them at you.
She does say that. She's like, the things I buy last for like 10 years. How long does that last, Keith? 3 weeks? A month?
See, that's your other secret, though. By shooting a review with it, it lasts forever.
I have not said that before.
Yes, bring that out, man. I've got all those. I had a guy, Jose, if Jose's listening now, he lives in Massachusetts, but he's Puerto Rican. And he sent a little video and he sent a little care package. Man, I run that stuff to the wife so quick because if I got Puerto Ricans tuning in, she's like, well, maybe you're doing something good.
You're doing something right.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I asked Scott earlier before we were live, did your wife ever get ticked at you about your scotch purchases or how much time you spend with it?
Her biggest thing is some of the time sync probably, and when we added in the live shows, because we were kind of with the way Scott and I work our recording, it's kind of like she never sees the behind the scenes stuff. Although she's seen a couple shows, we actually did. What was the show? Gosh darn! Do you remember how early did we do the show with the mustaches there, Scott?
Oh, that was like the Ron Burgundy Scotch review, and that was like number 10 or 12. Probably.
It was early, and she happened to come home, I think, for lunch or something, and managed to see that, and she was like, "Okay, that was pretty funny," and so she kind of got it. But she's always amazed, like when Roy sent us these little QR code video deals where he was kind of just saying, "Hey, I think this is what you guys are doing right, and this is what I enjoy," and he told us how to pronounce a few distilleries that we weren't doing right, and she enjoyed that. I mean, she came over and what is this? And oh my God, people, she's always amazed that more than 16 people watch.
That's kind of why we started adding our wives so they didn't get as jealous. We figured if we incorporate them.
Right, it's about time spent.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's just it's just fun. So
you want to know what's funny is that the reviews that we have done with our wives have like doubled any review that we've done.
Wow.
So I think that people think they're a lot better looking, and I think in the comments people are like, "Oh, you need to have your wives on more often." What's wrong with us?
It's real. And it's real. And there's a lot of we've got a lot of female viewers that comment a lot too, just that kind of because it's at least our show I think is a little bit different, and so I think they get a little bit more of the friend thing or the conversation thing. It's not just open whiskey, middle whiskey, closed whiskey, and I think if you're bringing your spouses on, I think they get that too.
For sure.
They try as well. I haven't seen where you've had them on. Did they sip along with you?
Let's see how many. 2 or 3 reviews. 2
that we've shown. There is an elusive third so that will not ever be shown.
So the night that we did the blind tasting, that was a
whole day of cooking out.
So we have a fantasy football league that we do with our friends, along with the fantasy football that we do with you guys. And so we had our draft party, and so obviously we were drinking for quite a while. And Dave really, really got into the bottle of Wow. Shout out to you guys.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, I was probably a little bit feeling it, but he was really feeling it. And the girls were drinking a little bit. So we did the blind tasting review. And then after that, we did another one. And literally, like, both of our wives and even Dave were like, oh, they were like yawning during our like on-camera review. So that will not be aired.
I looked over at Hallie and I was like, are you yawning?
I wanted to like yell at you guys so much, but I was like, there might be a way to salvage this with editing, but no, it will
never be seen. Oh man! So how I got started was I had been looking for something creative for a long time. I wanted to do it with a friend. I wanted to do a podcast originally, and nobody really wanted to do anything. I don't think I even asked you. Yeah, he's been so busy with work and finishing school the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so I come over, and I think it was last year for fantasy football, and you said, "Hey guys, I have to come clean. I've got a YouTube channel where."
No, I didn't come clean. I told him you all better subscribe or you're dead to me.
And I was like, dude, why didn't you tell me, man? I would love to do it with you, man. And I had no experience. Like I've drank
beer and bourbon,
but I'm sure I've had whiskey and good whiskey before in my life. But I never appreciated it, and I was just originally looking at it as, hey, a creative outlet. And plus I get to drink all of Keith's liquor.
Beautiful.
But after the first review, I loved it. As far as finding the notes, figuring it out, it didn't matter if it was wrong because it was what I was experiencing.
That's right. So
from my view, I kind of miss things completely at times, sometimes. But I think whatever you're drinking, it's that experience, and I hope that I bring it to the Malted Man Cave, the Padawan's experience, the someone that doesn't know quite all of the knowledge, but knows what quality tastes like.
He actually puts me to shame sometimes. You know, I'll buy a bottle and I'll spend like a month with it, and then before he does our review, he comes over and he literally has it for like 10 minutes and puts his notes down. And sometimes I'm like, dang, there is no way I'd be able to pick out that many notes that quickly. So sometimes someone that's younger and single malt can actually sometimes do better. I'm actually embarrassed sometimes. I'm like, gosh, dang. I'm like, are you looking at my notes, bro? I'm like hiding my notes.
I'm always looking at his notes.
When we first started, Bart loved the Pete's. Well, he got into the Pete's and he would buy a Lafroig, and I'd show up and he could be like, "We're doing Lafroig," and I would just be like, "Ugh,
yeah,
not again. No, we just did one of those,
Yeah, I'd be like, "It's time. It's time."
What do you think about that, Dave? Is there anything you don't like to do?
What? I had
cast strengths.
I haven't had much that I didn't like. I was down with the peated whiskey. I definitely it wasn't a bad experience. It was different, and I think that's what I enjoyed about it. That's what I enjoy about this whole process, is finding out all of the subtle and sometimes very not subtle differences between these whiskeys. You come from the point of view that I had a year ago, where every whiskey's the same, to there's whiskeys that, yeah. I mean, one doesn't even taste like another whiskey. Right. So it's as far as the peated goes, I'm down with the smoke.
There's a lot of on the job training, as I told you, pre-show.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're coming up on 400 reviews, and I mean, I definitely get more now and can tell differences that I didn't, early on. So it just, it takes some time. It takes trying different ones and see what you like, what you don't like.
We've even talked about going back and re-reviewing some of our earlier ones, just because our tastes have matured or our abilities. So
we definitely need to do that with my earlier reviews, because those were terrible.
Terrible. That's terrible.
Just terrible.
All right, let's move on. We had talked about, and actually some conversation yesterday about Balblair Abuna.
Ooh, Scott likes this.
You don't like it?
He does. He does.
But Bart, do you like it?
Oh yeah, it's good. But I mean, he loves this.
So, do you guys know the backstory behind the Abuna?
I don't.
No, I don't think so.
So actually, me and Roy were talking about this the other day. Roy from Aquavite. and I had actually known it previously. So the Abuna, I think it was in 1975 when they were adding their second still. Some of the stillmen or the maltmen or whoever it was, they found a old bottle behind the nameplate or somewhere in the walls or something, and it was actually a time capsule. And they found it was a bottle of whiskey that was wrapped in a newspaper from 1898. And so it was a bottle all the way back from 1898. And the story goes that like 4 or 5 of these guys, they polished it off during their lunch break, and there's only like a fifth of it left. So obviously like a manager or somebody came by and they're like, what the frick are you guys doing? No. And they salvaged it and they sent it off to Keith, which ironically is my name. It's a city in Scotland. Apparently that's where they test it and they figure out all of its properties. So the Abuna is actually there. They were trying to recreate how an Abuna, Balblair would have been in 1898. So, yeah.
Sounds like good salesmanship.
Yeah. They probably made it up. I'm sure they probably
sounds like a good story.
Yeah, they definitely made it up. So actually, I was actually
found in a wall. A glass bottle. Lasting hundreds.
Yeah, no, the workers polished off 3/4 of it as they should.
That's a good story.
It is. It's great. That gets told.
Yeah.
So I was actually complaining to Scott and Roy the other day. We were, doing a hangout just between the three of us. And I love the Abuna. It's one of my favorites. And I probably had 5 or 6 batches. And this last batch, which is batch 58. So obviously we all know, those of us who know our single malts, color is not everything, right? Sometimes you can have an amazing single malt that's, as pale as straw, and it's amazing. But whatever it was, the Abuna that I had, batch 53, between batch 58, it was literally probably a third less dark. So either they stopped coloring, or this is aged probably like about 10 years less. And I think they say the Abuna is anywhere from 5 to 25 years of age, but they add in, they blend it. This is just not good at all to me. It's better than like your standard Scotch you can get, but for me, the batch 58, it just wasn't as good. So I was complaining.
Is that the same batch that you're drinking?
Well, we have 57, and that's why I said, well, let's take a look at it, and it'd be nice if we had them both so we could see. But I'll tell you, the Abuna was the first cast strength sherried Scotch that I'd bought, and I don't even remember what led me to buy it. But when I sat down with it for the first time and I nosed it, took some notes, I tasted it, and it was so strong. I added my water, and I tasted it, and it was still strong, and I added water and tasted it, still strong, and it took like 3 or 4 normal amounts of drops of water to bring it down to where I was at the time that I enjoyed it. And there was so much flavor packed into it. And this is probably, well, even the review that we did was the second bottle that I had bought. So we're probably looking at like batch 46, 47, 48, maybe was my first one. But, and I think the bottle that me and Bart reviewed was 51 or 53.
Yeah.
I know you talk about it often.
But I'm in love right now with the cast strength sherries, and that's what we've been talking about, doing a shootout with the Glengoyne cast strength, the new Macallan cast strength, using the Balblair, Abuna, and the Glenrothes single cask that we have. We'll take a look at those. Maybe some other suggestions coming up.
Yeah. Have you guys had the Glendronach cast strength yet?
No.
Let's see if I can get on the batch. I've had the batch 4 and the batch 6, and they are amazing.
I've heard so many people say that. I'm about ready to try to find one, via Master of Malt or another
Casters.
Yeah.
After we don't do the dark web, huh?
Yeah.
The what?
Dave's getting a little tipsy over here.
Now, batch 57 is 60.7%. What's 58?
Let's see. Where can you have the bottle? It is 61.1% ABV.
That 0.1.
So obviously, even just by the ABV, you can probably tell it's a little bit younger because you lose some of the ABV as it Was it about 1.5 to 2% ABV every year that's in the cask, the Angel Share?
This is delicious.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the ABV as far as the Angels and what they're taking.
I mean, I will say this. This is the worst batch I've had, and it's still good. I think I just had such a high expectation for the Abuna that this one was a real big letdown for me.
I like it, and the same with this, even neat. As soon as I just get a little sip of it, and it just starts to saturate the taste buds and move over and push everything out of the way.
What do you think of it? Dave typically does not like the cask strength whiskeys that we have, but the last one that we did, he said he really liked it, I think.
I do. I'm enjoying the stronger stuff a little bit more. I think before it was just so overwhelming to the sheer fire and it just took away any taste or any chance of tasting it for somebody not comfortable with it. But definitely now, in fact, what was the one that I wished would have been cask strength? And I think I would have liked it more. We just did it.
Krakenmore?
Krakenmore?
I think. But, I'm not sure.
No.
Telux is, since we're talking about NAS, Telux is saying that Ardbeg is the masters of the NAS, which is true, but they're still so good. They're probably not worth as much as they sell for, but they are so good.
I don't know. That Dark Cove. Ooh.
I haven't had that yet. I've had the Ugadal, the 10. Oh, guys, check this out. I think you might be jealous. And a little plug for Mike and Billy's whiskey reviews. We hung out. We swapped some bottles, and he let me have the Ardbeg 21, which I think is like $600.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and I felt real guilty that he gave me a little bit of this. So I had a little bit that night, but I'll be honest with you, we had quite a few drams, so I don't remember how good it was.
Oh.
So I'll let you guys know. Stay tuned.
Let us know. That looks delicious.
Bart, what's the best Ardbeg that you've had?
We actually did a little Ardbeg 10 family shootout with the Corey Vrecken with the Ugadal. And Scott has the Oogie and I've got the Corey Vrecken. I really I like them all, but when we did them together, the Ugadal was head and shoulders above, and I really, really liked it.
Yeah, I agree. That's my favorite.
Yeah, but take the Dark Cove committee release bar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we didn't do that. When the Dark Cove came out, we got a sample. The committee release, we tried it, blew up. I had to immediately get it. And then we even got the Dark Cove non-committee release, a little bit different. And if you take the committee release, the Dark Cove committee release by far is my overall favorite.
I actually found Ardbeg Ugadal for $62 the other day. If you believe.
Where was that?
Just some random liquor store in the area. I was like, "Are you crapping me?" It's literally $62.
Yeah,
so you picked up a bottle.
Yeah, pull that.
Now, you were on vacation in Florida, I think, over the summer or a while back, and you found some Glendronach 15s.
South Carolina, we were in Hilton Head, and the story goes, I was with my brother-in-law, Tim. He's also a big fan, and Mead Mule was there as well. It was a whole big family get-together, and I went into some hole-in-the-wall liquor store, and I was walking by, and my brother-in-law, Tim, says I walked by, and I was like, and I saw there was 4 Glendronach 15s, and there was about 6 bottle of Wows, the Elijah Craig barrel proofs. And I went back and told my cousin, and we went back the next day and we cleared them out. All 4 of the Glendronach 15s, all 6 of the barrel proof. I think the guy that cashes out was like, "Those must be really good." We're like, yeah, you kind of screwed up, bro. You should have bought one.
That's when I try to get them down in the price a little bit. I'll be like, "Well, you got $80 on these, like 75."
Those are going to be sitting on your shelf for a long time.
Look at that dust on there.
Yeah, Scott will bring dust in with him and just throw it on the bottle.
Do you guys have any friends in the liquor sales, like where you could find out what the wholesale value? What does a store get one of those for? I wonder.
I think it's that's going to depend state to state or location.
I And I don't know, actually.
I think we got the barrel proof for
cost
65 to 70. So I'm guessing it's probably
that's
60, 65.
Yeah, that's good. Nothing wrong with that price at all.
Yeah, that's the standard price, we see.
The problem, and in some states though, the state sets the price. The liquor stores have no control over it at all.
Oh wow!
So yeah,
I've
seen
like that.
I've seen the Elijah Craig barrel proof anywhere from $62 to up to $149. That was one place, but normal probably $89, $80, $70, $80 in that range.
Scott, I know you were busting my balls on Twitter because I was saying that I actually like the Elijah Craig barrel proof better than Stag. When we were down in South Carolina, we did kind of
I would agree with that. And someone else, I think it was Claire, who's on here commenting, or somebody else said they like the Stag over the Elijah Craig.
I could have sworn you said that I was crazy.
Oh no, the Elijah Craig beats out the Stag Junior any day.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe you were being gracious to Claire and wanted to side, but I swear you sided with her. I could be wrong. I'm getting old. Yeah. I have a little kid, so I'm very sleep deprived.
But anyway, you thought I was going the other way, but what was you was going there? You was doing something.
Yeah, so we tried the George T. Stag, and we had the barrel proof, alongside each other, and me and Mead Mule, which is my cousin Jonathan, and my brother-in-law Tim. We all chose the Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Oh yeah,
thought a while over it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, right there. Claire just commented. He's got the BTAC Stag edition, and then Stag Junior, and then the Elijah Craig barrel proof in that order for his preference.
Back me up, Claire. Didn't he said that Stag was better?
No.
Well, he is now, though. Right?
He said regular GTS is better than Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Oh,
nuts. I knew it.
Regular, no, the BTAC. This one, yes. George Stag Jr., no.
Well, that we must have got confused on what we were talking about, because I think we were talking about the regular Stag and Elijah Craig barrel proof. You must have been confused with what we were saying.
Yeah, Scott loves that 2015 one, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's his favorite of all bourbons.
Oh, the Stag Junior though, and its cask strength, it comes in the 60%ers. It's good, but it's only about an 8-year-old. The Elijah Craig beats that out with the 12-year-old because the Elijah Craig barrel proof is still a 12-year-old bourbon, and I think those extra years really show off in the depth of the bourbon itself.
I will say this: it's 12 years old for now, because it's moved to the back, and we all know that when it moves to the back, that means that they are secretly probably they're setting themselves up to take it off.
Right.
Now, which bottle did you find, the older bottlings or the newer design bottle?
So Jonathan, my cousin, he had the older bottle, so we had that as well. I don't know what batch it was or whatever, however they label it. But we also had the newest one with the new bottle design, and we still like that better. I think he's probably going to call me out. Maybe he didn't like it better. I think he liked the older one better.
Yeah, we like the old one just slightly, like 1 point better.
I agree. Yeah. I would say for me it's even less than that, but it is slightly better. I wonder if it's a little psychosomatic though that we.
Well, and that could have been based just on the ABV though, because we did batch 5, B517, which is at like 62% ABV against a 68%er in the old bottling.
Yeah, if you did them blind, I don't know what I mean. We love doing all kinds of blind weird stuff. We might have to do something close and see what happens sometime.
I think Roy from Aquavite is going to be starting a thing kind of with the whiskey fabric, where he sends like 5 blind tasting, and you have to kind of pick which ones you like the best, what they are. Is this a blended? Is this a non-Scotch? And he said he actually was going to do it with me, I think, in a couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to
We
that.
like to say that he arranged for us to get
arranged.
Yeah. He didn't send them, you know, via any postal service or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely not the U.S. mail.
Yeah, no,
no,
that's
no.
illegal. We would never.
Yeah, he arranged for us to get some samples.
He knows people all over the world.
That's right.
In Kansas and Ohio, he knows everybody.
Now,
I'm going to say Balblair Abunad. We got onto that. Batch 57, still delicious. Still
delicious.
In my top bottlings.
Creamy.
What do you guys get on the Abuna? What flavor do you guys get?
Yeah, creamy, sweet. The oak. I don't get as well. I get dark fruits. I don't really get a raisin plum, which is what I'm usually looking for in a sherry, but I get those rich, dark fruit flavors.
And it's probably one of the most almondy, has more almond in it, if you ask me, probably than any of the others. But it's really a delicious. There's no bitter. Some of the sherry cask scotches you get, some of those sherry casks will give a little bit of an off-putting sour note.
Yes,
I've never gotten any of the sourness with the Balblairs.
Delicious.
I definitely get cinnamon red hot candies and pralines. I know everyone says pralines. I think they even say it on the tin, but I really do get pralines on it, and that is one of my favorite candies for sure.
What is that energy bar? It's like Lara bar or something that's made out of dates. Anyways, this reminds me of dates.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, I can see the dates. Yeah.
Dates and
What kind of comments we got coming in, Scott?
There's been a whole bunch. They are a rolling.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to keep up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get fired up. I say, Scott, break out some cream soda and pour that in, baby.
I've got some Coca-Cola Zero.
Don't knock it till you try it. And I told Scott the other day, I actually tried to find some Zima. I was going to try and be funny and just show up with Zimas and be like, I thought we were reviewing Zima tonight, but that failed. I couldn't find it anywhere.
That's how Keith and I started our drinking, was drinking Bacardi Silvers.
There you go.
Oh, a shameful time.
Oh. Well, when we finished off our 12 hours of boom, we broke out and we all drank a Zima and the belching began, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. The carbonation was
Even
just...
Bart, you were burping, though, and you find it disgusting.
Oh, burping's just uncouth.
I hope you guys do that 12 hours of boom again. That was awesome.
Oh, we will. Awesome. We will. We loved it.
That was a lot of fun, just watching you guys. I drank along with you for a couple of the hours later in the night. Later in the day, I should say.
Yeah, I've got coin number 124. We'll give away to somebody that's watching right now.
Oh, really?
What do you think? Yellow trivia question, Bart?
Oh, I don't. You're good.
Keith, come up with a question. Something maybe referenced we've talked about tonight, or about your show or our show.
A story.
I got a better one. All right. What is the, obviously there's a lot of debate, but what is the oldest distillery?
Ooh.
What is the oldest distillery? The one that is credited with being the oldest when it was founded.
You're going to have to watch are you watching the comments for that one?
You're going to have to watch it.
I'll watch it.
They're going to get in a scrum over who says it first.
I think it's generally, no comment so far.
Who can Google it fastest?
Someone put Bushmill. I mean, I don't know. Bushmill's maybe
it is. Maybe it is.
I don't know. That may
did you limit this just to Scotland is the question.
Yeah, did I say that? I'm sorry. I just assumed that everyone knew that.
So
Scottish distillery, forgive me.
There you go.
Well, you got
Scottish distillery.
Adding in all these.
They're coming in.
Sriracha Ace said Yingling, USA. Bud Light.
That's close. Good job.
Zima's going to start distilling anytime now.
Do you want me to say who the first person to say it was?
Did somebody get it?
Dram Dude put Glen Turret, and that is absolutely the oldest credited distillery.
Really?
Yep. Dram Dude. Glen Turret. I've never had
Dram Dude. Now, wait a minute. I think we got his address. I think I just sent him a coin for a giveaway he was doing. Is that the same? Is that right? Is that Dram Dude? Did I just send you a coin for your giveaway? If so, you're getting another one.
Yeah, this one, we'll have to sign this one for him. A little, we'll deface it.
Hey, why does this coin smell funny?
Yeah. I'm going to put some hair on the dummies.
Yep. Okay. I got Dram Dude's address.
He's got it.
I know him. Yep.
Good.
He got coin number 124.
Ooh, 124.
I better write that down. I forget stuff all the time.
Who was the first coin?
The first coin is locked away safely.
Yes.
I think actually Balblair is actually one of like the 4th or 5th oldest. It's a pretty old distillery. I think that's actually when I looked it up. I did quite extensive research on it because Balblair is one of the older ones.
We are on this coin is our second set of coins that we've had made, and we call it our cask 2 coins. We had 350 of these made. The first run of coins is different. We did a different design. It's called cask 1, and we had 250 coins made, so less. But we set aside the first 50 coins from each batch. And we figure when we get through batch 4 or batch 5, we will then sell matched numbered sets of those coins.
Right.
Gotcha.
I have a little bit of a beef to bring up with you guys. So during the 12 hours of Boom, you guys were, obviously, and rightfully so, trying to get some people to do Patreon. And I definitely issued a challenge that either I would be a Patreon for, and I was actually going to do like 20 or 30 bucks a month.
Oh.
If you guys either tossed a bottle or took your shirts off. And you guys decided not to do it. What's up with that?
Well, first of all, you don't want to see what I got under here.
No.
I don't want to see what I got under here.
Hey, I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you on that because I remember that was during the show with Rob. And what it was, you challenged me to take a shot of whiskey, which cousin Shane brought me, and I did.
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else. I said,
sure?
Take your shirt off or like twist or, flip the bottle. And you did this. You did this.
Oh, no, we did flip the bottle.
Yeah, but you did this. And I said, no, that doesn't count. This is what you did.
You did. Hey, you didn't say.
Don't look up our review where it breaks. That's how you have to do it.
You know what I meant. You know what I meant.
Right off the bat, you broke a Balvenie, I believe. So we clearly made the correct decision.
Yeah.
But see, we made you mad though. There you were like bastards.
Hey, we did just get a comment. We did just get a comment from the Scotch 4 Dummies, and they're watching. They are at there's a whiskey expo going in. Is it Indianapolis or one of the suburbs up there with Cork and Vine? Is it Cork and Vine? I'm saying a lot of ifs here.
Yeah.
Or is it? I think it's Cork and Vine, a restaurant they work with a lot is doing a whiskey expo next Friday. They are going to be doing some live streaming from the whiskey expo itself. They've got a few guests lined up. We are at 6:30. Bart, if you can make it.
Cool. Hey, I want to say if the Scotch 4 Dummies will take their shirts off, Keith might support them.
Deal.
Yeah, they got to do it right in the middle of the restaurant. Bam, right there.
$100 a month.
Hey, now it is in Indianapolis, but give me the location, Dummies, of where it's at, and I'll put that out so people watching later will know where that's at.
We got a couple of funny comments. So Malted in Montreal, Swami says that Bart has 3 nipples, which I would love to see.
That is
Someone else said something that I wanted to say.
Yeah,
Santa Claus says nipple ring.
Well, the cool joke
to do with nipples.
See, I had trauma as the high school teen. The chest hair came in as what I call rings of fire. Basically, I had circles of hair around each areola. That was horrifying.
Areola. You just said areola.
Yes, yeah. So playing basketball like junior year, and you're stripping the shirt off, and they're like, "God dang, what do you got going on there?" I'm like, "What? I got man chest hair." They're like, "Those are circles of hair around each areola. What in the hell is that?"
You called them circles of fire.
Yeah. I said, well, I tried to play it off. I'm like, these are circles of fire, baby. Boom. And then I was like, dang, I got to start plucking or something. What is going on? Yeah. So luckily it's filled in a little bit, but I still, when the shirt's off, all I see are circles of fire. That's all I'm saying.
If you watch the 12 Hours of Boom, the episode, I think it's 8 or 9 with Drinking Caveman, Bart has some side boob that shows in that video from the shirt that he's wearing.
That was brutal. I barely remember that. There's a little PTSD from that 45-minute segment.
Hey, well, I'm a counselor, so anytime you want to do some online counseling, it'll be free of charge.
There you go.
Hey, real quick, the Scotch for Dummies, it's vine and table, not cork and vine. I was close.
That was like Bart close.
50% close.
Yeah, that was Bartism right there.
I had the vine. Vine and table is the hosters. It's the 9th annual Indies Whiskey and Fine Spirits Expo at the Montage, 8580 Allison Point Boulevard in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Wow.
And I want to apologize to, there's several people that are talking about Bushmills as the oldest distillery. And I assume that they're right. I don't know that, but I apologize that I didn't say this oldest Scotch distillery. I feel bad because probably like 10 people said that.
Yeah, I kind of figured you meant like from Scotland, but when I heard Bushmills, I thought somebody is throwing out something from Ireland. So I'm with you. That was a good clarification. I'm giving you credit on that one.
Hey, well, Bart,
the Bushmills, the first Bushmills, something terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, Bart, whip that shirt off and rub that nipple up there on the camera.
That'll be something terrible.
Yeah, still slightly traumatized from junior. That's what I'm saying. The JV squad was brutal.
Did you have to take a shower around a pole like we did?
Wow. You know, now
it's a pole with shower head, multiple shower heads.
Yeah, first of all, you had me at, did you take a shower around a pole? Right there.
In high school.
Yeah. And then you had like a whole hand gesture that was very, very cryptic.
You know, like a pole.
Yeah. Did you take a shower around like a lot of poles right in your face? I was like, wow. Hey. You know.
Oh, like a big pole.
No. Well, yeah, there was that, but my traumatization came, actually, we'll go back to Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, where medic training, and I'm waiting outside of the shower bay, which probably had about 10 spigots, and they were all occupied. And Drill Sergeant Jacobs came by and shoved me in and said, "What are you standing out here for?" And right in the midst of 10 dudes, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Hello, did we not all just hear me get shoved into the shower? Does anyone want to hurry up and finish?" That's all.
Bart, what branch were you in?
What branch?
Yeah,
Army.
Yeah, because I don't know if I don't even know sure if you even watched any of our reviews. I know Scott has. But I did law enforcement in the Coast Guard. And so at boot camp for us, whenever, obviously when they have their fun nights, where they just make your life miserable at night, they literally would make us go through in a line. So they had like all these different spigots in a line, and they would make us come through butt naked, and it's freezing. They crank the AC up, turn all the waters on like freezing cold. Then they have like one CC commander. He just like squirt some like shampoo, and you have to like rub everything, and you just got to go like the elephant walking butt naked. And you walk through all of them, and then you're just shivering, and then they don't let you have any towels at all, and you just have to go to bed soaking wet.
I can see why though. They had to do that to ensure that everybody took a shower with some soap.
Exactly, because you don't want to drop the soap.
Hey, the coasties get cold, man. My first job out of high school was working on this little cruise ship that went up and down the coast, and we went up to Maine, and we would run into some coasties all the time. Those guys are great. But yeah, you're going to get wet, and it's going to be cold. I couldn't believe the tidal changes that were way up in like Bar Harbor.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
All right, well, hey, we're over our hour mark. I think let's wrap this up.
That was good. I wanted more shower talk.
I could tell.
More polls. More
Yeah,
pull.
with poles. I was just like, well, we're just getting fired up.
The hairy nipples in the shower.
The hairy
pool.
nipples.
Yeah, we got rings of fire. We got Coast Guard nakedness going on. Woo!
Hairy areolas.
Yeah, we got areolas on fire.
On fire.
Yeah,
It's not hair, that's fire.
that's right. Rings of fire, baby.
Well, hey, thanks for everybody that tuned in. Appreciate it. Thanks to you, Keith. Nice to meet you and Dave. Keith, you arranged for us to get this Balblair 1999. Oh, it did come up earlier, Bart. What do you score it?
Yeah, I don't score when I do these live.
There you go. That's a surprise.
It's not enough time.
What about you, Scott? What do you think?
I'd go about a 91.
Yep. I'd say 90, 91 for me. What do
Yeah.
you think?
90, yeah.
Hey, I want to thank you guys. Thanks for looking out for us little guys and having us on. It's truly an honor to be on your guys' show.
Yeah, really. Thank you.
Thank you. We're just
Your channel was one of the ones that when Keith told me to get some knowledge, your channel was one of the first ones that I started watching and I liked. So
Oh dear God.
that was bad advice. Yeah, you learned.
hey
you
Bart, thanks
learned
for
what-
ruining that compliment. Thanks for
There you go. Yeah, you learned what not to do right there, bud. That's what I'm talking about.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for having us.
No, appreciate it. Whiskey's all about the fun, baby. All
Hey.
about the fun.
Go ahead though, real quick, Keith. Give your YouTube channel name, give your Twitter name, Instagram. I know you're newer to Instagram, but give that out so people know where to find you at.
Plug
Yep,
it.
so, and YouTube, just go The Malted Man Cave. 4 different words. For Twitter, it's at Malted Man Cave. And Instagram, it's so jacked up. I'm not even gonna try. It's like X Malted Man Cave X. So I'm not even sure exactly what it is.
look for a link. Look for a link.
Yeah. So for sure. Thank you guys. Very honored to be on.
All right. And I got just a little bit left.
We're gonna
Me too.
scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro.
Dummies.
Dummies.
Rings of fire.